Those who have been cheated on, how did you get back at your ex? My grandma played the sweet old lady facade and destroyed them all. My boyfriend, James, and I were together for 9 years. On our 7th anniversary he proposed and I said yes. However, we decided that we'd get married after 2 years so that we'd have time to save up enough for the wedding, and our future kids etc. Our families were ecstatic except for his mother, Mary. I don't know why, but she never liked me since day one and she was not shy in showing it. She would incessantly accuse me of being promiscuous, but mainly being a gold digger. I'm not trying to brag but I earn more than her son and come from a well-off and respected family in our community. Whilst preparing for the wedding, his mom took pleasure in being a goddamn pain in the butt. My then fiancé's mother, Mary, would make changes about the details of the wedding without informing me or her precious boy. She would inform my guests that their invitations were revoked to accommodate her chosen guest, mess with the seating arrangements, and change the menu and arrangements. I had to pay twice just to revert the changes she made. Of course it did not sit well with her, so being the ever-mature adult that she is, she cried and threw a tantrum. I am not a confrontational person and I easily get anxious when I feel tension arise. Thank God for my beautiful grandma. She was the main reason why I was able to put up with all the BS Mary was doing. Belittling was one of her hobbies, so it did not come as a surprise when she berated me about my wedding dress which was gorgeous and handmade by my mom's best friend. It took a year and 3 months to finish the dress. In short, the dress was really special to me. I never ever raised my voice nor said anything negative about Mary. But the straw that broke the camel's back was when she stole my wedding dress 2 months before the wedding and destroyed it because she didn't like the design. I had a full-on anxiety attack when I found out about what she'd done. During my anxiety attack, she never lifted a finger to help but was on her usual routine, calling my anxiety attack as a cry for attention and that I was just being overdramatic. It was too late to fix the dress, so I ended up buying a new wedding dress. By this point, we were way over our budget for the wedding because of this monster. Wedding day comes, lo and behold my dashing fiancé was a no-show. No one knew where he was and no one could reach him. I was devastated, and a crying mess. And of course, Mary thought it was a perfect opportunity to verbally attack and mock me. I showed up to work the following day, desperately trying to distract myself from all the fiasco. 3 days after, I found out that he had been cheating on me for a year with a mutual friend. The worst part was that we all worked at the same place. As I said, I am not a confrontational person, so I did my best to avoid them and avoid the drama. However, his side piece, Yulia, started tormenting me by purposely showing off how sweet James was, how he treats her like a princess, topped with a nauseating public display of affection. She also decided to spread rumors and would talk crap about me just to get me riled up, but it didn't work. Yulia, with the help of Mary, started targeting my family. As I mentioned, my family is well respected in our community, and everyone knew what went down between us. So, some of our close friends informed us about Yulia's malicious comments about our family. Of course, my ex-fiancé, being the ever-spineless snake he is, did nothing and sided with his new piece. Now, I am really close with my grandma. She was the one who raised me when both my parents died. I love and respect the woman. She is an epitome of what a classy woman is. She has this aura that is really kind and comforting but can be very intimidating when the situation calls for it, which is why she is well respected and well loved in our community. She always had a smile on her face and treated everyone well. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would make it after all that had happened to me. So when Yulia started bad-mouthing her, I was hellbent on destroying her and my spineless ex-fiancé. I was beyond furious at this point, so I started scheming on how to drag them down. I talked to my grandma about it, but she convinced me not to do so. She said that I should just leave our hometown for a while to take a breather and take some time to heal myself. After weeks and weeks of discussions, I eventually saw how everything that had happened and currently happening was taking a toll on my health. So I conceded defeat to my grandma's idea. I left, and didn't contact anyone from my hometown except my grandma. 2 years passed, and I received an invitation for our high school reunion. By this time, I've been really missing my friends and family, so I decided that it was high time to return and reconnect with everyone. Everyone was surprised to see me and were really warm and welcoming. It certainly felt like I was back home. One day, I was in line to get a refill of my drink when I overheard 2 girls blabbering about how Yulia was pregnant and the father of the child is a married man. I was curious as hell, but decided not to pry since I no longer wanted to be in the loop about whatever was going on about them. The following day, I met up with my favorite cousin, and my curiosity got the best of me.
During the reception, they showed a PowerPoint displaying all of the happy couple good times. The entire time, my brother had the biggest grin on his face, but he wouldn't tell me why. The PowerPoint is going on and I'm dying of boredom and trying to figure out why my brother has a smile that could rival the Joker's. All of a sudden, I just heard a bunch of gasps and my brother nudged me to look up at the screen. There for 300 people to see, on a massive screen was the homewrecker sucking another man's face. It was dead quiet. People were just staring at the bride and dad just got up and left. She went after him in tears. I just looked at my brother and he winked. They had to cancel the rest of the reception. It was a sight. At home, I pulled my brother to the side and asked him if he did that. He admitted to everything. Turns out a week prior, he was out with friends at the restaurant and saw the homewrecker and a mystery man. He spied on them the whole time. He even followed them into the parking lot where he saw them kissing. He captured the whole thing on his camera and snuck it into the PowerPoint before the reception began. He then goes to say that he wanted both Dad and Homewrecker to suffer. Everyone now knows that she gets around a bit. He did not want to show Dad because he wanted Dad to be at his happiest before he popped the bubble. Plus there was the bonus that both of them spent a lot of money on their wedding, only to have it ruined in the most humiliating way possible. That's when I knew my brother was a savage. All of this happened last month. Mom is doing better. She's in therapy, and when she found out what happened, she burst out laughing. However, she doesn't know who is responsible and she never will. The homewrecker doesn't want an annulment, but Dad doesn't want anything to do with her. He kicked her out of his house. We watched from a safe distance.